Okay, let's move on. Okay, there's one interest name called the local key. So we got the primary key for each table, and this is a one end, right? A foreign key is a reference pointer, right? Pointing to the primary key, right? So we can use it to model the many to one, okay, relationship. So what is a local key? Local key is the idea for lookup. It's not for secretive use, okay? So in database definition, that is a local key. You are interested to look up to find the information is a local key. So that's the thing. So because it's a lookup, we want a fast, efficient lookup, right? So one way we can do the constraint on it is by adding. We find, oh, this is something we need to look up very often. We can say, oh, please give me an index, okay, for them, so that we can have a particular table, index mapping for that. So we can use this to add extra constraint. If you didn't in the schema define, okay, this key, okay, this attribute should have an index. You can later on you can create it, okay. So the syntax is by typing, okay, create index. What you need to give an index name, artist name, the table, okay. So you create the index for that, and then that will speed up the access. Okay, so let's see. We now have this attribute join. Yeah, you probably won't feel it become faster because now we have a quite limited record, only one or two records. Okay. But in the long run, you should get faster. Okay, so this is one thing about the local key. So this is something we want to retrieve it very often. Okay. Another constraint we can add on the database is that we can say, okay, this entry, this name, have to be unique. So if in the insertion process, some people insert something, the same Frank Sinatra, exactly the same, they got an error, they've got a rejection. Okay, so this is a kind of of course, we already have the primary key. Primary key is unique, but local key could be the unique too. Okay, for to avoid redundancy. So we want that feature, so we can add a unique. So we can see if we can add this. So you can create unique. Yeah, already exists. So we need to drop it. Okay, we need to drop it first and then create it. Drop the index first. Yeah, drop. So we can drop the table, we can drop the index and artist. And then we create it. Yeah, done. Okay, you can dump it. So you see, this is something we have created sequentially from the beginning. Okay. So now because we have a uniqueness, so if we try to add the information, for example, Sorry about that. Insert into artist. For example, we can add values. If we insert everything exactly the same, Sinatra, yes, blue, yeah, blue. Now we got a runtime error, right? Because the protection of the uniqueness. Yeah, so how do we avoid that? Yeah, avoid that error. Of course, when you got an error in SQL command, you can get maybe trace back. So SQL have a very nice things because sometimes it's not your fault. It's your data has already have a duplication. So it's very difficult to check if they exist. Sometimes simply ask the SQL engine, database engine to ignore it. So this is why this is quite useful. Insert or ignore, right? Okay, insert or ignore. Okay, so yeah, you won't get an error. You can let the program keep going. Okay. So I think that's it. Pretty much the thing. Later on, we will create it a middle one. Okay, it's make the example more real. Okay. I'll see you next time. Bye.